All right.
So I was traveling. Ashley makes a good traveling companion because she's really good on navigation when I'm in a city that we're not familiar with. And I've been going to LA for probably 15 years at this point. I don't know what it is about that city. I cannot learn how to get around in that city at all.
All you need
Take
is
the
just to
101.
sit down with a map.
I've done it.
You have?
The closest I've got with that, Gavin, is I know the different regions and how they relate to one another.
Yeah.
Like I had to go to Van Nuys for something.
I think on the 405.
You're right. That's how I did it. Get on the 405. You nailed it. But I went there with Matt like several different times. Have you guys ever traveled with Matt?
No.
Yeah.
It's a terrible experience. It's a terrible experience because when he's navigating, he is an awful navigator with Google Maps. He's just terrible with it.
Is he one of those people that the turn's coming up and before saying like, oh, you're going to turn left in a second, he's just like, oh, turn left.
No, he's even worse. Like he'll go, well, to make a turn, he'll go, okay, 4 miles, take a left. And that's it. He checks out immediately. And then it's like, I'm supposed to remember in 4 miles.
Calculate in your head.
Yeah, to take a left. And then he'll completely forget it.
I love how casually Matt can play off stuff when it doesn't work. Like if you bugger something up, he'll be like, "Oh, you guess that didn't work."
On iPhone, you have apps and you have pages of apps. And depending on how many apps you have installed, is how many pages that you have. Like you swipe to the left to go to your next batch of apps. How many pages do you have on your phone?
3. 2.
3.
You're all the way up to 3. I keep everything on 1. Okay. And so then I use the folders to organize everything.
Hate folders.
What is your deal? Do you just have all your apps installed like on the root and you just page between them?
Yep.
And you still only have 3 pages?
Yeah.
No, you must not have a lot.
I have one page called Apple Pap, which is all the crap that you can't delete from your phone.
So that's a
yeah,
folder.
I have a folder for that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the bin of like Apple forces you to use it.
Like
Matt,
iBooks and stuff.
I use his phone. He has 16 pages of apps.
What?
16 pages. Like the bottom of his phone is just pure dots.
To be fair, he has a defense for that.
What is that?
His kids play with his phone.
That would make sense, except you scroll and like page 13 is like a navigation app. I'm like, why is this app like on a page by itself in the middle of all these other pages? What's the organizational structure here? And he's like, I don't worry about it. I'm like, how do you find it? He goes, I don't worry about it.
Is he just too relaxed?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's why he's terrible at giving directions in LA. He's like, hold on.
That's right. It takes him 20 minutes. He's like, flip.
Well, I assume he does the searching, right? That's how he finds any app on his phone. He doesn't
I'm
actually
guessing
look
he
for it.
must use that.
Okay.
But still, you got to have some kind of structure there.
Yeah, you have to have some sort of method to your madness, I would think.
It's either like the sign of like a sick mind or just like a mind that's just like totally healthy and doesn't give a shit. Like it knows, the phone will take care of that. I get all my dots at the bottom and I'll find stuff in there.
No, that sounds about right.
All right, here's the last thing on my list of the stuff that's crazy about Matt. Here's why, though, I make him navigate, even though he's really, really shitty at it when we go places, is because when he drives, he listens to the radio.
Oh, no.
But he listen to this, Barbara. I mean, you know what station he listens to? Matt listens to the scan function. He hits the scan button, and he listens to 3 seconds of every radio station. And I go, are you ever going to find... It's probably Matt calling me. I said, are you ever going to find the station you want to listen to? He goes, no, I prefer to listen to this. And I go, what? And he says, yeah, because then you just get like a little taste of everything. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I've never heard of anybody listen to the
He
radio like that.
prefers to listen to the scan function.
I don't know what to think of Matt anymore.
I know,
This is
right?
really weird.
Yeah.
That's the
it's-
weirdest thing by far.
That
Yeah.
is the weirdest.
Is he trying to find a song he likes?
No. He really
Is
just
he
wants
just
to hear a
like
little bit of
scan,
everything.
And then he hears 3 seconds of a song he loves. He's like, oh man, I love that song.
You know,
It goes-
I hope we come back around the dial and get to it again before it's over.
Before it's done.
he would make a perfect DJ.
I think about it like in LA, there's like 80 radio stations in LA. So it's like you go from like talk radio to classical to Tejano
I want to make
to
him
3 more Tejano stations to then classic rock.
I want to make him a mixtape now. Just like 3 seconds of everything ever.
So earlier today, I saw a business. Well, let me start. So I had to go drive somewhere to pick up some things for the office, and I was turning out here onto the access road on I-35, just around the corner from the office. And I'm heading north on the access road, and I get to like another intersection, and I look over and I see a strip mall. 'Cause I'm stopped at a red light, and I think I've never looked at the strip mall, and I see there's a Thundercloud in there, and I'm like, oh, weird. I didn't know there was a Thundercloud subs out here.
Thundercloud is an awesome local sub shop.
So I start like looking at all the other stores in that strip mall while I'm waiting at the light, and one of the signs says Naughty Cakes. I was like, I'm absolutely going in there. So like I turned up from the
Like erotic
street-
cakes?
Yeah, like a erotic bakery.
Oh, don't tell Barbara.
So I went. I was like, I'm gonna buy a dick cake for the podcast tonight.
Are there other kinds of erotic cakes?
Boobies.
Booby cake. Yeah.
Vagina?
So yeah, I pulled up.
I've never seen a vagina cake.
Cock
Is
and
there
balls?
such a thing?
I mean, yeah. I think like
A cock and
for-
balls cake is still a dick cake.
I want to say for like a pregnancy thing, they would do like a vagina,
Well, like a
with maybe
placenta
like a
cake.
baby coming out.
All right. Please finish your story. Please finish your story. I want to be able to eat.
Got
these
out of my
cakes.
car, walked up to the door. They're closed on Mondays.
What?
They're closed on Mondays.
Why?
So we have no dick cake today because I don't know. It's an erotic baker's holiday.
I
They have to take off Monday.
Them and barbers, they're in the same union. They
Is
can't work
Barber's
on
Monday
Monday.
or is Barber's Tuesday?
Barber's-
I was going to
Barbers
say
were Monday.
Barbara. Barbara, when you close?
all the days of the week.
So yeah, maybe. So I don't think we'll ever get it for the podcast then. Bad timing.
I actually asked our two ladies over there if I could make a dick pancake or if they could make one, and they said they couldn't, but they wouldn't be opposed to me going over and doing it.
You should be
so
opposed to that. You guys have a reputation to uphold.
They can't or they won't.
I think they won't.
I think Barbara's done that every year. We've done this. All right, so I'm trying Nutella. It's gonna be a flavor sensation. I have Nutella, peanut butter, strawberry and lemonade. Vegan.
You want a
is
straw-
Nutella vegan?
Put one little strawberry on it.
I think I threw my vegan streak off here. That hurt. Nope, skim milk. I'm out.
Put
I'm out of the vegan club.
Put one on.
What's that?
I'll throw it into your mouth.
Hold
Ready?
on. It fell down the seat.
Bef-
Open
I
your
got
mouth.
it. All right.
Open your gob.
No, God.
Right-handed.
All right, ready? Miss entirely.
I can get it if you stay exactly still.
Oh,
Hold on.
right in the eye. Before the podcast started, Gavin got a blueberry and he tossed it up really high and he opened his mouth to grab it and it hit at the perfect angle where it went right down straight into his throat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It hit my uvula. I think like my uvula was hit it, the blueberry hit it, and like the momentum caused me.
Did you shoot back out?
No. Show me the
He
gag.
started
you swallow the
gagging and
blueberry
running
without
around like
chewing?
a lunatic.
I'm not sure I could swallow one, huh? You know, a baby had twins the other day.
What? Oh.
Oh,
Did you read about that?
whoa, hold on a second. Twitter.
You're right.
If you're tweeting to me, when I asked and said I'd never seen a vagina cake, I'm covered now. Thank you. I've got it.
Ooh, I want to see.
Oh, they put the things
You
in
sure?
Yeah.
There's a whole feed of these things.
I
was that
see.
baby
It was
coming
the
out?
pregnancy.
There was a baby's
You're right.
head coming out.
Yeah, baby's head coming out. It's a miracle of life.
Was there a real baby?
What? No, it's not a real baby. Think they baked a real baby into a cake?
Well, strippers jump out of cakes all the time. What are you talking about?
Why would they put a real baby in a
Wouldn't that be
cake?
awesome if that's how you had a baby?
What's wrong with a real? How funny would it be? A real baby in a veg cake.
It'd be a great way to introduce a sibling to their new younger sibling. It's like, let's eat this cake. Oh no, there's a baby in it.
Eat the baby.
I think that's been done.
Whoever gets the
Since the-
slice with the baby in it, then they're
I
pregnant.
hope
Since
it
the
hasn't
start
been
of
done.
time and now, a baby has emerged from a veg
That's
cake.
probably the origin of king cake, right? Isn't there like a little baby in the king cake?
Yeah, little baby
What's
in there.
king cake?
It's like another Mardi Gras thing.
You're not familiar with that? So you guys have Shrove Tuesday.
Yeah, and you have king cake.
I think it's a French thing, right? It's a Creole thing.
I think so.
So it's king cake. They bake a plastic baby figurine into the cake,
Oh,
and then they all eat it. And then whoever gets the baby,
Dies.
whoever gets the baby in their slice of cake, something happens.
I think they have a
think
baby.
They have to make the cake.
They have to make a baby.
They
They have to have the
have
party.
They have to have the party. Oh, Gus, you would hate that tradition.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it combines everything I hate: seeing other people and having parties
And finishing a piece of
And
cake.
eating babies.
and babies. It's a
need to-
trifecta.
You know, Europeans always make fun of Americans for being fat. Europeans eat the fuck out of Nutella. And this is not good for you.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, like
But
they,
it's made with nuts.
but they, yeah, right. What's in this thing? Sugar, first ingredient. Palm oil. They say you're not supposed to eat anything with palm oil in it.
Doesn't
What
that
is that,
kill
like-
orangutans or something?
Not palm oil, but
harvesting?
cutting down their,
Yeah.
their
Kills
habitat does.
orangutans.
It's a
Orangutan.
major cause of
Orangutan.
deforestation. They say, but I've never run into a palm tree forest. I don't know where.
Have you
where
ever run into an orangutan in the wild? I
No.
mean,
That's an animal I would not want to run into.
Dan told me an amazing story about a gorilla. Apparently, you can teach. You're right.
Yeah, fine.
You can teach a gorilla.
Was it cross-eyed? Because that would be an amazing story.
Apparently, you can teach a gorilla to communicate with sign language and have like real, full-on.
Who doesn't know that?
Yeah, right.
Dan had to tell you that?
But here's how smart the damn gorilla was. The gorilla liked cats, and the gorilla
wow,
one day.
so smart.
How does a gorilla know what a cat is?
If it knows what sign language is, it knows what a cat is. It's a fluffy little cute thing in the corner.
Not necessarily.
A
I mean, we went
gorilla.
from the jungle to the lab. I'm sure they're not like doing a field study where they're out there teaching a sign language in the woods, wherever they live, jungle. So what? Maybe they see. I guess they would see a puma or like a jaguar or something like that out there.
Let him finish the story. I want to
Go
make
ahead.
fun of him.
And then the gorilla accidentally broke a sink that was in the cage that it was in. And when the humans came back, the gorilla blamed the cat with sign language.
Oh, did it? The
Yeah,
cat broke
it
the
was like
sink.
explaining to the humans that the kitten broke it.
Was it like
That's a smart gorilla.
broken or like ripped off the wall?
Like pulled it off the wall.
The kitten
Cat jumped in it too
It's
hard.
like that video of the cat knocking the glass off the table.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. The cat's like up there at the sink. They're like, no. The girl's like, no. The cat's like,
I just love the idea of a gorilla going like, he did it.
So they learn blame.
Mm.
That seems like a really human trait.
Well, I mean, yeah.
they're like 99%.
Well, what else
Yeah.
can you talk to a gorilla about?
I don't know. What would you talk?
What
would you-
five
what-
things you could talk to a gorilla
What would you
about?
ask a gorilla? No, you got one question you can ask a gorilla, or one thing you say to a gorilla. What do you say?
And like,
Sign language, dummy.
you wasted your question. Girl would be like, what the fuck is this?
I would like to wish for more wishes, please.
The gorilla would
The
say,
gorilla just goes,
listen to this crazy bitch. What's he doing? What would you ask gorilla? Got one question.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you ask a gorilla? Do you get tired of eating bananas? Do gorillas eat bananas? I don't know.
That could be your question. Do
I
you
don't know
eat
anything
bananas?
about gorillas.
well, they say that thing about the lions, right? Like if you and a lion spoke English, you still wouldn't be able to understand the lion.
We've talked about this before. It still doesn't make sense to me.
Because your frames of reference is so different. Like
Nope.
a lion won't care about what you care about, or neither would a gorilla.
Wouldn't that then mean that we wouldn't have the same language? Right?
Well, language is words, isn't it?
Language is words. So if I can speak to a lion, we would understand each other. I don't buy this.
What would the lion talk about?
Meat,
Eating stuff?
Being hungry?
chasing stuff down.
Not being a vegetarian.
It would talk to me about vegan.
would-
So he'd be like, "Is this vegan?"
It would not tell you how
Is
good
that-
the vegan pancake was.
Be like, it'd talk to me about its gluten-free
Yeah.
diet. is
I
what it'd
probably
tell me.
honestly wouldn't talk to a gorilla if I had the option.
Good call.
Wouldn't even bother.
You wouldn't? You wouldn't ask it anything? I think I would ask a gorilla, "What do you hope for?" I'd be curious if like there's any kind of concept.
Does
of,
it know
like-
what hope is?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what that ask it to see if it would know that. Like, what is? Does it look forward to anything at all, or is it just like just right now? Blame the sink on the cat. Like, is it just like whatever's in front of it? Because it had to formulate that plan, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
quick thinking from that gorilla.
God, animals are crazy like that.
You
Gross.
hate human contact, right?
I hate human contact.
Have you ever had a massage?
Have I ever had a massage? Yes, I have.
Did you like that?
It put me to sleep. I passed out.
I had my first one the other day as a Valentine's Day gift
How was that?
from Meg, and I was worried about it because I didn't want to be spoken to. I didn't want them to talk to me
Yeah.
while they were rubbing me. And Meg was like, "They probably won't talk to you if you give like really short answers. They'll just shut up. Maybe ask you about pressure and stuff." I laid down in the thing, put my face in the hole, got my kit off and that, left my boxers on. The woman comes in and starts rubbing me and then says, "What do you think it would be like if there were no jobs and nobody had to work and there were no jobs?" I was like, "What are you on about?" She was like, "Do you think there would be war?" I was like, "What is happening? Is this what happens all the time?" And she went on for 20 minutes asking me all these like weird questions and like trying to figure out politically where I was on certain
I've
subjects
never
and
heard
stuff.
of that happening to
Yeah,
someone during a
immediate.
massage.
Didn't say hi. Didn't say I'm going to start on your back or anything. How's the pressure?
Are you sure
Went
that was the masseuse
straight
that came
in.
in, not like a fan that was just like wandered into your room?
And I got out and told Meg, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I've never heard of that before."
No.
She went on, and I was livid. I was there like this. It's like, yeah, I guess it'd be weird. I get maybe there would be wars
You should
still.
have pretended to be asleep.
And then I was like, yeah, I guess people still would go to war because people like fighting for stuff. And she'd be like, well, what would they be fighting for? Nobody needs money. I was like, I don't know. Why are you giving me this situation? I don't care.
Stressing you
What are you
out.
talking about?
You could always say like, "Well, people go to war because they would get upset because people interrupted their fucking massage."
Yeah. Take you to war right now.
Tell you a secret there. This is a little Gus trick for you. If they try to talk to you too much, just act like you're asleep.
Well, I'd been on the table for a minute. I don't
Go.
think I could have been snoring
Just do
already.
it. Oh, I could totally do that. I can fall asleep in a minute. You guys have seen me do it on a plane.
Yeah, we've seen you fall asleep before we boarded the plane.
What
and you
is it
boarded
about a
before us.
plane? Like, it's not comfortable at all.
I think it's the white
But
noise.
I can sleep even before you take off. Like instantly, I can close my eyes and fall asleep. I'm not tired. Like I could have slept 10 hours the night before. I get on a plane, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Maybe it's just like the really stuffiness of it, and everything's kind of like jammed in together, so you almost feel like you're in a cocoon.
I don't know.
Cozy.
I'm trying to come up with an excuse. I don't have.
Do you know why I won't drive?
Why?
Because
I can't wait for this.
I do know why you won't drive. But
you?
you go ahead.
Why?
What's your reason why you think you won't drive?
give me yours. Let's
You're a
let's have it.
man-child. Now, what's your reason?
Okay, as a foreign person in this country, I can very easily get deported if I break the law. They'll just be like, "Get out," and I'll be like, "Oh,
Go ahead.
there's my life gone."
You
In
know
this
that
country.
could only happen if you're convicted.
Of course.
Like
It's America.
Right. So
Yeah.
if I break the law, whatever,
What
I
law?
basically have to not break the law.
It's a felony.
Every day of the year, I have absolutely zero chance of harming anyone with anything I do. I will never hurt anyone.
You're filming with Dan all week.
Dan's
This week.
English. It's okay.
I
I will never.
America. He's
I will
an American
never
death.
hurt an American. If I drive, I could very easily crash into a car or accidentally run someone over. Then I'm screwed. I'm in the most low risk bit of my life if I don't drive.
Well, I if you're likely to have any kind of calamity at your age, it's most likely going to be an accident in a car.
No,
That's
I'm
the
really-
most. You are correct.
Right.
I'm really paranoid now
Why is that?
because I drive, and I'm also
Yeah,
a
and if you-
foreign
Lots
citizen.
of people drive.
If you
You're not getting
got
booty. You're fine.
if you got distracted and mowed down like a family, you're in trouble. That's ruined it.
You are in trouble. That is
I-
what the judge will say. The judge will say, Mr. Gavin Free, you're in trouble.
I can't mow down anyone in the passenger seat. I can try it, but I won't.
I like Gavin's logic here. It's like, wow, I just ran over a family of 4. I might have to go home. that might be the outcome of this.
It's not
this might
pre-planned
be
things.
a minor inconvenience
Gus,
for me.
that is a big inconvenience. A
That's
plane
like
ticket
the
is
most
expensive.
selfish thing you could.
I
Possibly
just
do.
ran over 4 people.
How did
Now
that
I have
become?
to leave the country because they died.
I'm not saying that's the only reason I would do it. I can never hurt anyone. I'm untouchable.
You literally said that's the reason. As you started
That's the reason I
this-
don't drive.
You started this conversation with the words "as a foreign person."
Yeah.
So, as a foreign person,
Obviously, I'd be horrified at the 4 people I've mowed down.
What if?
Gavin, if we
How
had
did
not,
you- how did you
if
make
we had
that
not
a-
challenged you, would you have ever said, "Oh, first of all, I'm horrified that I killed the 4 people." But
I felt like that was a given. How did you turn that around on me being a piece of shit? Oops, better look for flights immediately. How do you turn that
that's the
around?
way you
It's like,
presented
where
it.
did I leave my passport?
I would actually imagine you do this. You'd run over 4 people, and then you go, "Well, great." That's exactly how
Bug
I
me.
think you would do it.
What if you were just crossing a street, not looking, and there was a car coming, and then like you moved out of the street and the car swerved to avoid you, and then they hit something and died?
That's not a crime.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is, but you could hurt somebody.
Yeah, but he's saying from a crime perspective. That's why we're
I'm
getting
also
on.
saying I will never do that.
Because you don't drive.
Well, I won't cross the street without looking. I could easily lose concentration
You'd be
at the
using
wheel.
you'd be using your phone. You use your phone.
You
when you
don't
walk all
drive
the time.
because you're scared to drive. Because you did too many.
Scared of
traffic.
dying
You did too
and
many.
murdering people by accident.
Are you really scared of murdering people?
Yeah, it's a big fear. You're not scared of killing someone in the thing that goes.
I'm scared of someone killing me.
Let me think about that.
more than
You
anything.
made it about you.
No, it's
Piece
because
of shit.
no, because I'm
Foreigner,
confident in
Go
my
home.
I'm confident in my driving skills.
Yeah.
I'm not confident in other people's driving skills.
We're
Totally.
a bunch of damn drunks here.
Everybody else is idiots. Everybody
Exactly.
else. Yeah.
They've got 0 artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners, 0 grams trans fat, and no high fructose corn syrup. You'll even find snacks with no added sugar and without gluten ingredients. So in the afternoon slump, when I'm hungry and irritable, here's what I do. Grab peanut butter nom-noms from Nature Box, or baked sweet potato fries, or dark cocoa almonds. So good and so much better for you than other snack options out there. And now I want to give you the chance to try Nature Box for free with a trial box featuring 5 of the most popular snacks.
Oh, so close.
You heard me, free snacks. To start your free trial, go to naturebox.com/roosterteeth.
Dan got pulled over on a bicycle once.
No, he did not.
Yeah,
Was he just like weaving?
MP
he was
or
drunk.
public?
He was drunk on a bicycle and fell off next to a car. And a cop pulled up and was like, "You scratched that car," because he
Good.
thought he hit it. Didn't though. They reviewed the footage, which thankfully is on every street, and found out he didn't do it. So he was let off.
That footage is going to show that.
Yeah, he fell away from the car instead of into it.
They,
So is
What kind of
already
shitty
scratched?
cops do you have in the UK? He saw that? He saw him fall away from the car and said, "You hit the car and scratched it?" That's a shitty cop.
Maybe thought his bike fell into it.
I think the cop just pulled up to him on the ground trying to stand up.
Did he really?
I don't know.
Threatened him?
Did he ever come back? Dan? I guess not.
No.
No.
I also like how quickly you made that judgment call. Did he ever come back? Dan? No. Okay.
Yeah, you know. I'm not going to hold up the podcast. See if
You would
Dan's
see him
here.
come in. Now, how did Dan leave?
He's worth it.
How did he leave?
Yeah.
Through the door.
Right? Does Dan drive?
I assume he rented
Yeah,
a
he
car.
rented a car.
Oh, he rented a car while he's here.
Uh-huh.
I guess I assumed that Dan would not be able to drive as well.
So one of them has to be the responsible adult.
I guess so.
I mean,
And it's Dan?
He's out
Oddly
there
enough.
potentially killing people right now. That's what could be taking place.
how did he learn how to drive on the right side of the road?
Hey, I have another scenario
Go ahead.
that you have to explain to a caveman.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I want to try it this time.
Explain to
Okay,
Kevin.
you try it. This is perfect for you. Okay,
Oh,
caveman stood there. He just clubbed a saber-toothed tiger to death.
Oh.
Explain to him a community manager.
God.
Right. What is a community
I can't
manager?
even explain my job to people now. Okay. There's a machine where other people could use a machine that they have at home.
What's
What's
a
a machine?
Oh.
Machine. Ooh. Question mark.
The kitten did it.
We haven't invented the question mark.
That's it. That's all they have. They
So
do
you have
that
to
at
go
the
all
end
the
of
way
a
back to
sentence.
explain a machine.
It has to make sense to a caveman.
Oh my god. There's a bunch of parts that you put together to make an object.
Parts.
Fuck you guys. You do it.
You lead a clan of people.
There's people that all want to talk to each other,
Mm-hmm.
but when they talk, they don't want anybody else to talk. And
The Archie
when other
podcast.
people talk, it annoys them, and then they get annoyed at the people that are talking on their level because they don't respect them.
What's
And
respect?
so we need a person to just respect is a thing. That's like an alpha male thing. Caveman understands that.
They understand respect.
Caveman's on the same wavelength as me.
Yeah.
So we need a
But not
person.
parts.
We need a person who will say who can talk when and get rid of people and tell them not to talk. And they have to leave and they can't talk anymore.
What's talking?
You just
You know what
come
talking
on.
is. I'm telling him this stuff.
you just described like the mayor of the cave people though.
That's what a community manager is.
A leader of clans. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Fair play.
So
It's
does
like-
that mean
it
I'm
was like-
technically a leader of clans? That's pretty cool.
Like, how would you explain booting someone from, like, or banning somebody? How'd you explain that? That's what I
It's the
think.
equivalent probably of burying
It
someone.
also shows like what kind of community managers we are. Where it's like, how you ban people? That's my first.
How would you
just show
ban?
me how to do that.
How would you ban a caveman?